The theater feels enormous as the young Filipino boy steps onto the America's Got Talent stage, his small figure framed by towering lights and a massive audience. He pauses for a moment, taking in the scale of the room, the judges' table glowing in front of him. There is a mix of nerves and quiet determination on his face, the kind that comes from carrying something deeply personal. When he introduces himself, his voice is soft but steady, and he explains that he is here to sing Lupang Hinirang as a tribute to his country, his family, and the values he was raised with. The audience listens closely, sensing that this is more than just another audition. As he grips the microphone, the spotlight tightens around him, isolating him from the rest of the stage. The judges observe carefully, some curious, some unsure. Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, his expression neutral but attentive, clearly not knowing what to expect from such a young performer choosing a powerful national anthem. The room grows unusually quiet, the kind of silence that carries anticipation rather than doubt. You can almost feel the weight of the moment pressing down as the opening music cue begins. In that brief pause before the first note, the boy closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. It is a small, human moment that connects him to everyone watching. This is not about competition anymore, it is about courage. The stage lights shimmer, the audience holds its breath, and a sense of something meaningful about to unfold fills the air. The first note leaves the boy's mouth with a clarity that instantly transforms the atmosphere in the theater. His voice is pure and controlled, carrying a depth of emotion that feels far beyond his age. The melody of Lupang Hinirang fills the space, resonating through the hall and silencing every whisper in the crowd. What was once cautious curiosity turns into complete attention. Audience members straighten in their seats, drawn in by the sincerity and strength of his delivery. The camera cuts to the judges as the realization sets in. Howie's eyes widen in surprise, his eyebrows lifting as he leans forward. Sophia instinctively places a hand over her chest, visibly moved by the opening lines. Simon Cowell, known for his tough exterior, shifts in his chair and focuses intently on the stage. His casual posture disappears, replaced by a look of concentration and growing respect. He is no longer evaluating a child, he is listening to a voice that demands to be taken seriously. As the boy continues, his confidence grows. His posture straightens, his grip on the microphone steadies, and each note becomes stronger than the last. The anthem's emotion flows through him, and it shows in his expression. The audience feels it too, sensing that this performance is becoming something special. By the end of the opening verse, the mood in the theater has completely changed. What began as a simple audition now feels like a powerful, unforgettable moment unfolding in real time. As the song moves into its next phase, the emotion spreads beyond the stage and into every corner of the theater. The audience is no longer just watching, they are feeling every word and every note. Faces in the crowd soften, eyes glisten, and some people quietly wipe away tears. A few audience members rise slowly to their feet, not out of excitement, but out of respect for the moment unfolding before them. Small Philippine flags appear in the crowd, lifted gently as a sign of pride and connection to the song's meaning. The boy's voice grows fuller and more confident, echoing powerfully through the hall. He sings with conviction, as if carrying the spirit of millions behind him. His facial expression reflects deep focus and sincerity, and his voice remains steady despite the emotional weight of the anthem. The stage lights glow warmly around him, adding a sense of grandeur and reverence to the performance. The judges are visibly affected. Sophia's eyes shine with emotion as she watches closely, clearly moved by the cultural pride and vocal control on display. Howie nods along to the rhythm, impressed by the maturity and strength in such a young performer. Simon Cowell's expression begins to change noticeably. His jaw tightens, and his eyes remain fixed on the boy, absorbing every note. The usual critical distance fades, replaced by a quiet emotional connection. By this point, the performance has become more than music, it has become a shared emotional experience that unites the stage, the judges, and the audience in complete silence and awe. As the song reaches its most powerful verse, the camera shifts to Simon Cowell, capturing a rare and deeply human moment. His tough, composed expression begins to crack as the emotion of the performance sinks in. His eyes glisten under the soft glow of the judge's desk lights, and his jaw tightens as he presses his lips together, clearly fighting back tears. This is no longer the Simon who delivers sharp critiques. This is a man visibly moved by something genuine and unexpected. On stage, the young singer pours everything into the final lines, his voice soaring with strength and precision. Each note is filled with pride and sincerity, resonating through the theater and hitting straight at the heart. The audience senses the weight of the moment, remaining completely silent, as if afraid to break the spell. Simon leans forward slightly, resting his hand near his face, his eyes never leaving the stage. The emotion is undeniable. As the boy holds the final note, perfectly controlled and unwavering, Simon exhales slowly, blinking rapidly as he struggles to maintain his composure. The impact of the performance is written all over his face. In that moment, the power of music becomes undeniable, proving that even the most critical judge can be touched when talent meets true emotion. The theater feels suspended in time, waiting for what comes next. The final note fades into the air, and for a brief second the entire theater is completely silent, as if everyone needs a moment to absorb what they have just witnessed. Then the audience erupts into thunderous applause. People leap to their feet, cheering, clapping, and waving flags with pride and emotion. The young Filipino boy stands still at center stage, his chest rising and falling as he takes in the overwhelming response, his eyes shining with disbelief and gratitude. The judges rise from their seats, joining the standing ovation. Sophia applauds with tears in her eyes, visibly moved by the sincerity of the performance. Howie shakes his head in amazement, smiling as he claps, clearly impressed by the courage and control shown by someone so young. Simon Cowell stands as well, wiping his eyes before breaking into a genuine smile. He looks both humbled and proud, a rare expression that speaks louder than words. When Simon finally speaks, his voice carries respect and emotion. He praises the boy not just for his vocal ability, but for the heart and meaning behind the performance, calling it unforgettable and deeply moving. The boy bows respectfully, overwhelmed by the moment, as the applause continues. In that instant, the audition becomes more than a performance. It becomes a historic, emotional memory that leaves a lasting mark on everyone in the room.